Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and situation in Syria continues to be very volatile, very chaotic, and the former regime forces finally have launched some major attack, and this led to major clashes between the so-called Assad loyalists with the new government forces. So it's important to note that when we in nowadays the articles, when they say government forces, it no longer refers to the Assad group. It's now referring to the new Syria government forces. So it will get confusing if you suddenly watch this of suddenly just start to read Syrian stuff without realizing that things have changed. So as you can see, it's Assad forces versus Syrian government forces, and so this government forces are also known as General Security Service (GSS). They are basically the one that is trying to manage everything, and they were attacked by the so-called this new rather new group called what is it called? Where is it? The Military Council for the Liberation of Syria. So this is a new group. It's under this leadership of Brigadier General Yahya Suleiman Dala. So they basically put out their statement. So they launched many attacks all across the western Syria, near Latakia, and basically Alawite regions. So they say that their brave soldiers have swallowed months of injustice, oppression, kidnapping, and blah blah blah, according to ethnic and religious creed, and the failure of whatever this is just some nonsense. So basically their aim is to capture back the entire of Syria from so-called occupying and terrorist groups or terrorist forces, which is actually basically the Turkish-backed forces, and to overthrow the existing regime, which is the same thing, the new Syria government, and whatever this is, which is they just accuse each other of the same thing. So it's a bit of a confusion, when you really read all these things. Protecting life and properties of Syrian citizens. Okay, rebuilding state institutions on national and democratic foundations, which is exactly what the current new government says that they are trying to do. So they are all trying to do exactly the same thing. And preparing conditions for the return of refugee and displaced person to their home. Isn't that exactly the same thing? And establishing unified sovereign Syrian state that respect human rights and justice is exactly the same thing. It's really weird. Syria is a really weird place, and it's very unfortunate that everyone just cares more about the line in the sand, and like the Palestinian issue, Israeli issue, like the Ukrainian issue now in Syria is exactly the same thing. No one can accept that a group of people living in specific place that they have lived for a long time have their rights to their own land, or to have rights to have their own country or independence, or not be part of another place, or be part of another place. They have to fight it out, and this is what we get. And in this battle, for the first time, the new Syrian government have deployed air force, basically attack helicopters. So I think it's a Mi-24 that was launching attacks, basically. Yeah, so there's some helicopter attacks. I don't want to show too much. Later I get demonetized, so I try not to. So basically attack helicopters. And so the attack, the use of the helicopter basically caused the Russians to actually scramble their fighter jet, because they were kind of worried. So where is the article? Where's the part where they wrote about this? I remember. Okay, in response, the Russians scrambled the fighter jet to monitor the airspace and protect its asset because the Khmer air base is just nearby where the fighting is. And that's actually, and on X I actually saw that also that there is a lot of locals. They were protesting outside of the Russian base, asking for Russia's protection. Not like maybe against to protect them from the government forces, maybe, or protect them from the these so-called pro-Assad forces or former regime forces. Who knows? Like, it's still very very vague, I would say. And there's a lot of accusation of the new government's forces, and many of them previously were extremists and terrorists and militants, which are operating without law and order, without discipline, and yeah. So anyway, the new government's spokesman for the Ministry of Defense basically says that they are fighting against outlaws. So they say that they have resecured all the places, and they basically have so-called won the battle, including another article saying that they have resecured Latakia. So, however, like I said, the atrocities is happening, because this new government's military, there's inside a lot of militants and extremists, and horrifying footages has came out on Twitter, on X, and I shared a bit here and there. It is, according to the writers, located in this place called El Mutaria, and basically the village have all the men killed by alleged gunmen. So in this article they say gunmen, but yeah, this is just them trying to not link this with the official government. So this is pretty bad. So basically, all the men got told to crawl on the floor, and as they crawl on the ground, one by one they got shot. Basically, this is a execution basically. So and this is the Alawite community, and according to some claims on Twitter, they say that this is actually in retaliation against this former Assad regime forces that launched an attack. So they basically come into this community and basically kind of revenge, put the blame on this Alawite village. And yeah, so according to the Syrian Observation of Human Rights, basically 38 men from the Alawite minority have been killed execution style. I have to say Syrian Observatory of Human Rights is a very questionable organization. But yeah, but the killing of the people this just cannot be avoided you just cannot avoid to say that this just didn't happen, because the footages is all over the place and it's horrifying. So according to the statement from the SOHR, they say that all these men coming from the Idlib direction told the woman to stay at home, and the man was then let out and then executed. So the killing on Friday was blamed as the gunmen were affiliated with the new Islamic ruling authority. So the ruling authority have not responded to questions, and honestly, like I said, this article by Voice of America, VOA, it seems to be downplaying and the link between these gunmen with the government, the new government, is when I read government, it was like, gunmen is making it sound like just common criminals or gangs, but it's not. They are like full-fledged military, and I can't even show the footages because you will literally immediately demonetize the video, and I don't want to get this channel into trouble, because DPA News is a pretty new channel, very very vulnerable. So anyway, situation is just terrible. And on top of this, Turkey has sent in reinforcement into Syria. They have launched airstrikes. Armored vehicles is seen rolling down. Looks like they're going to escalate their battle against the Kurdish forces, the YPG. So situation is really bad, and I'm not sure how to cover it as well, because every day I just don't have enough energy lately to do much more. And as you can see, the DPA News channel is not as active as I wish, because I wish I can do one video a day, but I'm still struggling to do that. Let's see how this continue to go. I will try to do more. There's too much things happening all around the world. There's still the Ukraine war, geopolitical situation is a total mess. The Europeans are trying to so-called unite and do their own thing, but yet it sounds like they're just following orders. But at the same time, they even trying to do something is very very messy, and they also ignore their own rules and seemingly try to ostracize Hungary. So a lot of crazy shit is happening, and we're not even talking about the politics, the local the internal politics of United States, and of course the situation between Mexico, United States, and United States, Canada. So anyway, I will try to keep up, but I do read on them. I just don't have the energy to do the videos. Yeah, it's somewhat weird, because it doesn't sound like it's a lot of effort, right? I just press record and just talk, but somehow it's actually more effort than you imagine somehow. Anyway, that's it. So just a sum up of all the other things that's happening all around the world, very roughly. So anyway, just subscribe, do to press the like button, do support, and with more support, more viewership is easier to manage the time. With additional revenue means more things I can do. But tentatively, this is what it is. So hopefully, peace will come to Syria, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's going to be another 10 years of war, unfortunately. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next update.